Okay, wait, no. Hello, everyone. My name is Nokolo, and welcome back to another episode of Did You See That? Where we take our favorite reviews outside of the group chat and into the world of social media to share with you. So, today we'll be reviewing episode 3 of Adulting. And my oh my. So yes, as Wunola mentioned last week, we're going to be doing weekly reviews where we can review these episodes in real time with you. And let's get into it. So the boys, Abafana the boys, everyone is just going through it in their own silos. Everyone is going through it. So this week's season starts off with Bonga, and obviously him and Nkanyezi are still very much having back and forth arguments with regards to them having a child together. And Bonga makes the decision to involve his family into this debacle, and he tells them that obviously Nkanyezi wants to have a career and he wants to settle down, have children, and his family is obviously of the view that he shouldn't back down, and also that they didn't pay ilobola for her to not bear them children. But I think what was interesting is that this was kind of like one of those things where I didn't really think that he should have involved his family as yet, or even at all, because it's not something that cannot be resolved. They just have a difference in opinion with regards to when exactly they should have children. Nkanyezi is a career woman. She obviously wants to first, build her career. She's not saying no to children. She's just asking him to wait. He feels the wait is too long and he wants to have children now, which is so interesting because Ubonga for the past few seasons besimazi as umpepeni. Ubonga was umpepeni for the past couple of seasons, and he's just completely done a 180 where now, like, all of a sudden, he's got the house, he's got the girl, he's got the job, the business, and I kind of feel like he is succumbing to almost like these societal pressures and societal norms of like what the perfect picture looks like of being like a family man, and the complete picture is him being a dad and that white picket fence and stuff. But it's a complete 180 because like he's never really like spoken about kids as heavily and as strongly as he wants to, which kind of tells me that like he's feeling the pressure also from his family, and you can kind of also see that like he's not 100% soul. Well, I guess maybe he's having back and forth internal conversations with himself, because when his family was egging on Nkanyezi for the fact that she doesn't want to have kids and they paid lobola for her, he pushes back to them and says, yeah, but Oksalayo, like this is someone onengqondo yakhe, who had her own dreams and her own ambitions, So it does kind of feel like this newfound desire doesn't necessarily come innately fully from him, more than like external made up pressures. So which is so unfortunate. And bonga my babes. And how predictable was it that he would obviously turn back and go cheat on Nkanyezi? I was just like, you could have ran to anything. You could have, I don't know, you could have ran to the gym. You just like, I just felt like it was so predictable, just given, the kind of person he was. This is a man that was drunk, cheated on her like the day of their wedding. So I think that part of the storyline did feel a little bit like, of course you are going to cheat. Like, prove me wrong, you know. So yeah, it's just a mess there. And then we have Mpho. Mpho, my darling, my dear. You know, the sole reason why Mpho got to this situation was because he added another woman into his marriage. And now his problems are just piling up. And he still wants to add a third woman in this dilemma where he has two women who are the mothers of his kids, and he just wants to add Gail into the picture. And I just think, the reason why we got here was because you just couldn't keep it in your pants. So the answer is really just like not adding on a third person. And also you can really kind of see that like the source of his erectile dysfunction is that he's already stressed with his arguments with C2. He's also stressed with the piling, like the piling up of the bills with, the other, like just the mothers of his children, and him struggling to like meet those demands, and then compounded by the fact that now his car is engxakini. And then I don't know, but when Tsikitsiki told him to downgrade his car, I did not expect him to pull up with a Mini Cooper. I was just like, my brother, times are tough, why are we splurging? What is going on here? And so I just think, the source of his problems is that he's just always ran to women, and like he needs to stop, because it's now landing him in trouble, financial, everything trouble. And I just think it just kind of shows, it's kind of just like a depiction of, again, similar to Bonga, but in a different way, that all of them, they don't have healthy outlets of releasing stress other than like turning to the thing that is their vice in this situation, which is so great, because now that segues us into Tsikitsiki. I need a break. Okay, Tsikitsiki, we're back. So I have a few thoughts on him. Tsikitsiki, I think that like he is just grappling with two kind of realities, and one reality, like is something that is toxic, but it's also something that he's been used to. And there's a new reality or a new offering that, is challenging him to be better, but he struggles with that because he still has some of his own vices. So obviously, like, he's got Halle Berry, gorgeous career woman, but you can still see that he's drawn to things of his past, and those things are Diminkis, the thrill of, like the mystery, the bad boy life, and all of that. And you can kind of, I was saying this to Bunola the other day, I was saying that for a character like Tsikitsiki, because he is actually also quite territorial, and that you can easily mistaken like the fact that he's territorial as a faithful guy, but actually no, it's not even like being territorial doesn't equal safety, doesn't equal monogamy, doesn't equal faithfulness, because you can kind of see even with his dynamic with Diminkis, that the source of her insecurities was because he's a flirt, and he just loves the thrill of being seen as a bad boy and being desired and wanted. And he is, he is used to that life, that the life that Halle Berry offers him, which is, you know, like stability, you know, she's got her own house, she's got a cute little dog, you know, they could like play happy family, you know, and stability, right? And it's a life that even for his daughter would be a lot more healthier. He grapples with it because it's not something that he is used to. A healthy relationship, a healthy partner, stability, there is no thrill. It's just calm. And that is something that he isn't necessarily used to. And so, which is why you kind of see him, you know, back and forth, and struggling to say, you know, like, I love you, disappearing. But yeah, where I drew the line was when I saw, also, yeah, Halle Berry needs to evaluate her friends, because why was the friend out here flirting with him like that, and he was also just like not putting an end to it. That's where I was like, Oh, and now we have some limits. I saw they like have some limits. Yeah, and then Vuyani, Vuyani, nothing good was ever going to come from being with someone who has financially set you up and is definitely going to make sure that you know it, remember it, and never forget it, basically. And so we see that like he is obviously he blew 40K this week after blowing 10K that he gave to Tsikitsiki last week. And Beth is obviously frustrated. If there's one thing Beth don't play about besides Vuyani is her money. And so she's just angry because she's just sees that, like, you know, it's my money, you're recklessly spending. And Vuyani is also just tied up in this because obviously, like, it is his club, but she invested in the club, it is her money. And so nothing's ever, like, she will always constantly remind him of it. And you can kind of see that he's also starting to realize that this is a bad situation to be in with someone, because I'll always be reminded that it's not my money, it's your money. And so he wants to obviously buy her out. He's like, my salary and like my allowance, I'll use that to buy it out. She laughs at him because she's just like, you're so cute. Because she's probably just like, what you would give me monthly is peanuts to how much like I would get as a lump sum, given how much I've invested in this club. So he needs to stop depending on other women's finances, because look at what it's getting you. Kunjani makunje, kunjani makunje, you know. But yeah, all in all, the boys are going through it this week. And yeah, please drop your comments below and let us know what you thought of this week's episode of Adulting. And we'll be back with another review soon.